So today we're going to cover, give you a high-level overview and answer any specific questions that you might have about the Elevate program. My name is Yvette Banfield. I'm the Chief Economic Development Officer for the Coalition, and that's formerly known as CNHED. And again, today is the information session for Cohort 5. We are going to cover the basics about the Elevate program, but first, what I'd like Dr. Terabishi to introduce himself, and then I'll provide a high-level overview of the Elevate program, and then we'll go into some of the details around the requirements and the eligibility, and we'll talk a little bit about the focus for this particular cohort this year. And we will highlight a few individuals who've completed the program and open it up for questions. So, Dr. Terabishi, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, great. Thank you, Yvette. Good morning, everybody. I guess we're still in January, so Happy New Year for everybody here. My name is Ayman Terabishi. I'm a professor at the George Washington University School of Business in Washington, D.C., and I'm delighted to be part of the Elevate program, and I'm the program director from the GW side here, and this is our 5th cohort. So we've been doing this now for about 5 years, believe it or not. Time is flying, but we're excited about this 5th cohort. We have a new theme, and we're learning a lot as we're growing, and we hope you join us. So thank you for coming today. This is a great info session, and let's move forward. Yvette?
So the impetus for the Elevate program really stemmed from the need to provide an education and management leadership program that did not replicate anything that already existed. We saw that there was a gap in the ecosystem to address established businesses that were primed for growth. And so, as Dr. Terabishi indicated, 5 years ago, we were looking for a university partner, and we found an ideal partner, fantastic partner at GW, George Washington University School of Business. And together we designed this program. Elevate stands for Executive Leadership Education Venture, Advancing Talented Entrepreneurs. Yes, it's a mouthful, but the acronym speaks for itself. We are focused on elevating minority-owned businesses in the District of Columbia. This program is 3 months in duration. The Elevate curriculum was designed by the University School of Business. The program is best in class. It is a best-in-class training program. Businesses that participate in this program acquire new skills, and the program allows them to be more effective and efficient in managing their business, their products, their services, and they're able to increase their revenue and employment. And the curriculum is tailored, it's custom and tailored. While there's a foundational structure in the curriculum, but we look at each incoming cohort, and we make tweaks and adjustments based on what we've learned through the interviews that we conduct with the businesses that are accepted into the program. So it's not a cookie cutter program by any imagination. And so we pride ourselves in being able to make sure that we are being really in tune with the businesses that are made up of this cohort. With that said, I wanted to talk a little bit about the benefits of the program and the curriculum. But what I'm going to do is actually let Dr. Terabishi talk about the curriculum, and then I will talk about the benefits, and then we'll talk about the eligibility and the criteria next.
Great. Thank you, Yvette. Okay, so the curriculum, as Yvette mentioned here, this program is directed towards CEOs, founders, and owners of small and medium enterprises in the district here. So saying this, I want to underline and stress it. It's designed specifically for CEOs and owners. So that means that we understand a couple of things about you. First is that you are making all the decisions, and you are the executives in the office that are sitting there deciding what goes and what do you approach and what do you spend money on and what do you bid on. And that's a lot of responsibility. And also, you have the responsibility of running your company, also growing your company, and dealing with challenges and surprises or fires, if you may. So we developed this program to saying, what do they need to know in a very compressed period of time, things that are impactful, things that they can use to grow, and that can, bottom line, improve their business. So the curriculum is based on this. This is the DNA of the program, focusing on the CEO itself. So saying this, what we've done is saying, we're not going to show them how to do accounting or do HR. We're going to show them how to think, act, and behave in an entrepreneurial mindset. There's a difference between running a small business and being an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneur means growth. Entrepreneur means they're taking on bigger challenges to grow and expand your business. Running a small business is operational. So that's one part of the curriculum. The second part here is understanding that you as a CEO are not just CEO. You are the HR person. You are the finance person. You are the accounting person. You are the customer service person. You are the recruitment person. You are the strategy person. And by the way, you're a husband, you're a wife, you're a dad, you're a mom, you're a grandma. And I ran out of fingers to tell you how many roles you play. So you have to understand the different roles you play and the position of each. And what does that mean? Third is that while you're running the business and organizing the business, your job, your number one job is looking for opportunities. And they come in many forms. And they could be bids, solicited bids that they want you to bid on. Or you could be having a coffee with a colleague or a friend, and he says, we should go talk to this opportunity recognition. And that's kind of the major role that you have for it. And finally, procurement and anchoring institutions, this is what the district is known for. It's one of the best practices is using the district as a major partner in your business. So that's the curriculum. The delivery of it is intense, in which it's every other Saturday. You get to meet, and there's a commitment, and there's some sort of sacrifice, which is your time and effort. So we're excited, as you can see from my voice. I'm excited about this because we've been doing it for 5 years, and every time we start and we end, we see a transformation. So I'll let now and Yvette tell you what exactly the benefits are. Yvette?
So I mean, already hinted at, or more than hinted at, what the benefits are, but I'll just talk about a couple more that are on the slide. Talked about looking at the complex roles of entrepreneurship, leadership, and management. But with this particular session or this particular cohort, we're looking at, we'll look and explore for the businesses that are enrolled in this cohort, how to future-proof the business for the green economy and sustainability. This is still, this is essential for businesses, and particularly for those who are, that is their line of business, or in terms of how they operate their business, they're sustainability focused. So while the application is open to all businesses, there's a specific specialization, or rather focus on, again, the green economy and sustainability. And so there'll be some preferences that will be, that we'll make in terms of looking at the applications and the videos that folks submit, the businesses submit. You will refine and sharpen your business and corporate strategy. We've seen that with the businesses that have completed this program. I continuously connect with some of the businesses, and they continue to remind me or tell me and reinforce how they are continuing to grow their business, and how they look at their businesses shifted and changed. And so with that, you will build relationships with other high-performing MBEs, not just the MBEs that are going to be participating in your cohort, who you'll be connecting with, but in addition to that, you have access to the 55 other businesses that have participated in the Elevate program. But in addition to that, you also have access and connection to the programs and initiatives that are tied and connected with the coalition, namely our DCAP program, which is an initiative in partnership with the anchor institutions here in the District of Columbia. But you will also, or in addition, not a but, in addition, you will receive a certificate from George Washington University School of Business. So we think that, this is a dynamic program that businesses have definitely found value in. And so let's talk about the eligibility and the criteria. So in the past, we've limited the program just to the District of Columbia. And so we're opening it up this cohort to include the greater Washington metropolitan area, the DMV. But there's one requirement that or eligibility requirement that we're asking is that the businesses be registered in the District of Columbia, and that they're located in the District of Columbia. So they have an office. It could be satellite or a headquarters in DC. They have to be minority MBE, a minority-owned business enterprise with 51% minority ownership. And the preference, as I mentioned before, will be given to MBEs engaged in the green economy or environmental sustainability. So it is a preference. So with that said, Iman, you want to talk a little bit about the criteria and why the criteria is important?
Yes, so we're not looking for companies that are just starting out, and it needs maturity, because these people have been in business for a while. They have survived the first 2 or 3 years, so now they're ready. They understand the market, they understand what they're capable of doing, and they understand their strengths. They also understand what they need to work on. So we said at least 5 years in business. If you're like 4.5 years and you're at that borderline, reach out to us. It's a conversation to have. So at least 5 years in business. You need to have a minimum of 5 full or part-time employees. So it's not just you, yourself, and myself all working together. You need 5 people because that means that you are thinking of engaging more or moving those part-time to full-time or so on and so on and so on. So you need that complexity. But you also think if you have 5, why not 10? Why not 15? Why not 30? So at least we start with 5. And finally, annual revenue of $300,000. We've seen it in research, we've seen it that when you reach $300,000, you start getting an appetite for saying, why don't I do 500,000 or why can't I do 1 million? So there's that level of what I call ambitious entrepreneurial spirit to it. So these are the criteria. If you're not there, and but you still want to join, there's other programs that we can showcase you or share with you, tell you maybe this is the area that you need to be here. But this is the criteria that you need to be in at least. This is kind of like the playground where we want the CEOs to come in. Some will be much, much larger. Some are going to be in the middle. Some are be all at this borderline, but they're all at that level. So that's kind of where we think it's important. Yvette?
Yeah, so you don't have to have all three. You have to have at least two of the criteria. And so,
Yeah.
and again, if you have some compelling case that you want to make, we encourage you, if you don't meet all of the requirements, excuse me, because there have been some businesses that have entered the program where they were shy of some of the criteria. Maybe it was the revenue or the staff. But because of the strength of their application and their interview, we've made some exceptions. And so, but that is rare. I just want to kind of echo that for everyone. And then we just wanted to show you some cohort members that have participated in Elevate. So Elevate is not for all women, so just want to highlight that. These are cohort participants that completed the program, the last cohort, Cohort 4, and that particular cohort was focused on all women. So this cohort specifically is open up. It's for men and women, or for all. And so these are some of the businesses that have completed the program and are continuing to do well. And so we wanted to kind of give you some highlights. And with that said, here are the details that you need to know. you can go to our website. There's a QR code here on the screen. If you can also go to our website, cnhed.org. This, again, the QR code will take you to our website where you can begin to start your application. The application is in SurveyMonkey. I believe that it should be quick and easy. The main thing that you need to give some consideration to is the video essay. We ask a couple of questions and the video essay is short, no more than less than 5 minutes. I believe it's 2 to 3 minutes. The applications are open till February the 11th. And the Saturday sessions or the first class is on March the 8th. And the program ends June 7th, a Saturday. And so where the businesses will give a final presentation for that final class, and then there will be an in-person graduation for Cohort 5. So we're going to pause here and open it up. If folks could put their questions in the chat, I see there are some. I think, yes. And if you have any questions, I think you might be able to unmute yourself. There's one question, so you will not be accepting any new businesses. So as Dr. Tarabishi indicated, if you are a new business, you have been in business for a year, 6 months, you just got your business license, no, we will not be accepting businesses who have just started. And it will be difficult for you to have 5 employees and that revenue. And also just the experience. It's really the experience of running your business for a couple of years. As Dr. Tarabishi indicated, your thinking and what you're going to be able to contribute to the group is going to be different, and the experience that you're going to get out of the program is also going to be different. Iman, do you want to add anything to that?
No, absolutely correct. And then there's a lot of other programs out there for startups. So this is for established businesses. You're a startup, so just we'll leave it like that.
Yes, and do reach out to us because, again, there are a number of good programs that we can refer and recommend you to. I would also encourage you to go to our website, DC Small Biz Help, which highlights all of the various organizations that serve small businesses in the District of Columbia. And that's DC Small Biz Help. Any questions? Anybody want to come off camera or unmute themselves or put something in the chat if you have a question?
Greetings. My name is Anita, and I have a question.
Sure.
So I've been a enterprise for 5 years this year. However, I have 2 part-time employees, and I don't make $300,000. But I really feel like this program could help me, and I don't want to be discouraged and not apply. But I know you said that you have other options that may be more suitable. But I know I'm not considered a startup because I am over the 3 year mark. I'm like very interested and excited to apply, but I do not feel discouraged, but I do understand the importance of meeting the criteria. I am also CBE and Women Business certified in DC and the state of Ohio.
Okay. Oh, great. Iman, you want to?
So here's what I would do, because it's always good to go through the process. I would apply. Go ahead and apply. There's a reason not to apply. You go through the application process. You also have to do a video, right? And that will tell us a lot about you as well. And then we'll go through it and get you an answer. And I don't like to say no from the beginning. Everybody has a chance here. But do apply and see where we go. And if not, you're in our radar. We might recommend you for something else, and you establish a relationship, which is, if you're a business, that's what you need to do, establish relationships. So that's my position on this. I hope that helps, Anita.
Thanks,
No,
Anita.
thank you for your response. That does help a lot.
Great. And then we want to encourage you to also, if you know folks in your network, in your sphere of influence, you should tell them about the program. So we want to encourage you. So pass along the information if you feel like, not quite there yet, but I know someone that really is. So let's go to the Q&A. So we have a question from Veronica. She wants to know, have you guys ever thought about a Elevate Junior program for newer businesses? You know,
Yes, we did, but we
yes.
needed 10 mil, we did it, we need a $10 million grant to do it. So if you know someone that can give us $10 million grant, Veronica will gladly create Elevate Junior. And heck, we'll let you name it. So
Well,
it's,
but
it's time and
also
resources.
also, Veronica, I would actually be interested in talking to you offline to better understand from your perspective, what are you not seeing and getting and receiving from the programs or opportunities that exist if you are a newer business or you're just starting out. And so that might be helpful to know because we can also try to influence or provide input to the business support organizations that we work closely with. And that will provide us greater insight to improve the programs that are available currently.
Yeah.
There's another question here. Please explain
Yeah,
the
but don't forget the 10 million.
yeah. Please explain the difference between being located in the DMV and required to be registered and located in the district. So we have actually in our last cohort, there were a couple of businesses that were located in Maryland that actually had an office in the District of Columbia. They also were licensed to do business in the District of Columbia. So your address, could be in Maryland or Virginia, whatever is what we consider the DMV, but your business, a lot of your business, your core business could be is taking place in the district. You have a satellite office or an office or you're headquartered in the district. So that is possible. So I hope that answers your question. I know
For
I,
Jaleesa Johnson? Oh,
uh,
sorry.
that's the anonymous person, the
Oh,
individual.
that,
We
yeah.
didn't indicate them. I know that yeah, there are a number of a handful of the businesses in more recently that have applied that and were accepted in the program. They had an office in Maryland or Virginia, but their main office was in the district, or they had a second office or brick and mortar. So this program was started as a DC program, District of Columbia program. And so we want to honor that, but we also recognize that we need to open it up because a lot of businesses that have started in the district have moved outside of the district because of, the cost of doing business in the district, but they still are connected and tethered to the district. They still are generating contracts and procurement opportunities here in DC. I hope that answers your question. Let's go to the next one, Jaleesa.
The answer is yes. You fit perfect to the criteria, Jaleesa. You are like the type of person we want to apply.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any other questions?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
yes.
Great. My name is Kamal Donadell. My company is Foundation Entertainment. My question is, how green do you have to be? My company does nothing green. We don't have anything that's green. We're not in the green sphere at all because
What do
we
you
just
do?
don't.
What are you doing in terms of sustainability?
We're an audiovisual company. We don't have anything green.
But I'm asking about sustainability. What's your area in sustainability? You're audiovisual, but don't you do things with audiovisual that are hardware related?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you do with that stuff that are discarding, not using, or are old? What do you do with that stuff?
As of right now, we haven't had to do anything with that. So like all of our
Okay,
stuff
okay.
is
Now,
still
if you're
using.
thinking like now if you're thinking like an entrepreneur, what is that telling you?
We are fairly good that we need to prepare for it. Excuse me.
Exactly. And are you looking at the market to see what market out there for this stuff that you can maybe have a program or saying we'll take your old stuff that you don't need, we'll install new stuff, and we'll use that to recycle or reuse? Have you thought of that kind of offering?
Um, yes, that's more for permanent installation. We do very little of that, but we do. There are proper ways to
Good.
get rid of it, but it's not.
Now you're sounding like you're doing green stuff.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
Wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't you put that as a program? Wouldn't you put that as part of your company's features? Is that you will be looking into recycling all stuff, or have a program, or know of a program, or can help with a program? Wouldn't that be something that you would kind of differentiate yourself from the competition if you offer that?
Yes, it would.
Then I would apply if this is something that you'd be considering.
So,
Okay.
this program helps you to this is a great example of how in this cohort, in our previous cohorts, we push businesses to think outside the box. You operate in a box, you're going to be contained in a box. But if you think outside the box, you pivot or you can grow and see opportunities, and how the landscape is changing, and shifting in front of you every day. So while you, and so that was just a quick example of the questions that Dr. Tarabishi posed to Kamal. Did I say your name right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, close enough. It's Kamau, Kamau.
Kamal, sorry, Kamal. The questions that he asked him. So there's another question here. Is there any flexibility around the company being registered in DC? My business is registered in Maryland and we serve the DMV area for 5 years. Yes, go ahead and apply. Yes, make your case. Tell us, we'll ask you, what's your commitment to the District of Columbia? What's the level of business engagement that you have? So please, yes, do apply. What if your business
This is
is in
Genevieve
Maryland?
Hansen.
What if your business is in Maryland or Virginia? Again, it's the DMV. So you could be located in the DMV, but are you also doing business in the District of Columbia? I might add, I want to also reiterate or to add that we have a new partner this year. It's the Capital Minority Supplier, for the Capital Regional Minority Supplier, for the District of Columbia, excuse me, for the DMV. And so they are also interested in their businesses applying, and they serve businesses in the DMV. So if you're a part of the Capital Regional Minority Suppliers group, organization, please, we want to encourage you to apply. Geneva.
Genevieve Hansen. How are you guys?
Hi, how are
Thanks
you?
for providing this session. I've got a affordable housing, multifamily development investing company, and wanted to get a better understanding of the curriculum of this cohort. I couldn't really find, I guess, some of the topics that you would discuss, and also would like to know the ultimate goal that you are striving for businesses coming out of this cohort, such as, is it to scale their business? Is it to become smarter about managing it versus working in it, things like that. So I would love to hear about the curriculum and what your desired goal is for businesses in this program.
All right, let me take that, Yvette. So
Sure.
on the website, we have an outline of what the program is, but I'll give you a quick summary of it. The program is divided into three parts or three components. And once we select the people that we want to interview, we'll give you a detailed explanation of how the program runs. Now it's more general. But from a general perspective, the program is divided into three parts. Designing your company. You might have a current design, like I think Kamal mentioned, saying this is what we do. And I asked him a question saying, well, have you thought about designing your company as doing green, right? So the first part is design. It's what is your company design now, but how are you designing it for the future? What is your plans for the future in a design perspective of your company? Think of a house. You mentioned housing. Think of what is designed for the housing. The second part here is, well, how are you building it? If you have this design in mind or on paper, how are you going to build it? What are the resources you need? What is the time frame you need? Who are the people you're going to bring to help you build it? And so back to Kamal again, said, if you're going to go green, well, how are you going to go green? Are you going to just say, I don't know, or are you going to go get the information, get the people, talk to some companies, see what the competition is doing, and what does it take for your company to say, we are green friendly or we are sustainable friendly? So that's the building part. How are you going to build it, right? And what is the resources needed to do it? And the third part, which is the most important part that I alluded to earlier in the interview here, is you are a CEO. You're the owner. You can spend all the time in the office designing and building things, but you have to meet payroll. You have to increase payroll. You need to make money for yourself as well. So the question fundamentally becomes is, how are you growing your company? What is your growth trajectory? Are you at $250,000? When are you going to be at $500,000? When are you going to surpass $1 million? What does it take to go over $1 million? So the growth component there. So to answer your question is design, build, and grow. After you finish the program, you'll know your strengths and areas of improvement in all three phases, and then you'll have to make some decisions of what is your focus and what you need to do to get into all three, into this, what I call high performing area, which is you have a great design in place that's dynamic. You know what it takes to build it, but your eye is always on growing the business, and that's where your energy is to help fund the design and build. So that's where we are with that, with your answer, with the answers to your question. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, that was helpful. Thank you. That added a little bit more color than what I saw on the website and I put in the chat. Thank you.
Great. So I would recommend you applying, and if you fit the criteria, then we can get into depth more of the program. But now phase one is just we're kind of sending out a wide net to see who qualifies and who's committed. There's a video component there. There's an application component there. So it requires some effort from your end. So it's kind of less you finding us and we finding you. So we'll know at the end who's coming and why they're interested. So this is where we are with that.
Right.
Terrific. Thank you.
And we don't want to give away all of our secret sauce, so we give you enough. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
we already gave you the 10 million. We already gave you the 10 million request, but let's move on.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jamari Jones. My company is called ChangeBridge. We started about 2.5 years ago. So we're 2.5 years old. We're not at the 5-year mark, but we started quickly and elevated pretty quickly. So we do meet the revenue mark a couple of times fold, which is great. But one question I had was about the staff, the employees. We have 1099 staff that work in various capacities. Would they count as part-time staff?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I like your energy because you're smart how you use your words. You're being an entrepreneur. You said elevate. That was very smart.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate this session.
Yeah. I could see where you're coming with that. I was like, yeah, apply. I like the way you use the words. It's very nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She's a CEO. She is a CEO. She knows the wordings.
So, and we actually have Amanda Beal on the line. She is representing the Capital Regional Minority Supplier Development Council. They are a co-sponsor of this cohort. Amanda, did you want to say anything to your people if you have folks who are joining this information session that heard about the program through you?
I'll just say hello, everyone. This is a wonderful program that we are definitely honored to be a part of and be able to support. So good luck to being accepted, and we'll go from there.
Great. We're delighted to be partnering with them for Cohort V. So let's see. There's a couple of additional questions around location. There's someone, anonymous attendee. I don't know if you can come off of unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about your business and what your interest is in working in the District of Columbia if you're not registered and you're located outside of the district. It looks like you're either in Maryland or Virginia. Does anybody else have additional questions around the location? Is that an issue of concern?
Hi, I had a question, but it wasn't regarding location. I had written in the chat as well. My name is Taj Sohol. I just wanted to know if our business is not officially registered as like it has the official certification for a CBE or MBE or etc. Or do we still qualify? Because I am currently in the process of receiving that.
We're not looking for businesses to have, to be a CBE. This is not a district government funded or supported program. So don't have to be a CBE. If you are operating in the District of Columbia and you're located here, it is, incumbent upon you to have that, but it's not a requirement. We will ask you, what are your certifications, so that we have a better understanding of your business and your qualifications and just your connections, the breadth and the depth of your connections and your what programs you have access to and available to help grow your business. And so that just gives us more of a prototype or a better understanding about your business and about you. But it's not a requirement. There's nowhere on our website or anything in our information that we say you have to be a CBE or registered CBE. But that's encouraged. We would encourage you to do that if it's beneficial for your business.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Hi, this is Jennifer Jones, and I would like to ask a question. Our company is all of our companies. We have a primary lead company and then subsidiaries and sister companies, and they're all small. We're starting a new subsidiary just now in 2025, but that subsidiary is providing a business line to the larger company. Do we qualify to have the senior executive in that new branch to apply for this program? We've been in existence for 7 years and we have 25 employees and do exceed all of your other eligibility requirements.
So to answer this one, this is for CEOs and owners. So we need to understand exactly what is meant by a senior executive. Is it just a vice president? Is it the person that has equity in the company? So we need to understand this. This is only
that
for
person is going to be the CEO of that particular business entity.
Okay.
And so that's why I think this is ideal for her.
Okay, so I would apply, but just to clarify, we'll need to understand exactly the chart of how this all flows in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because you are a holding company of many other companies here. So at the end of the day, what I understand here, even though they're a CEO, the final decision is with you or with your partner or whoever it is, or both of you. So that changes kind of the mindset a little bit, because at the end of the day, they need to pitch you on a decision they need to make, and then it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. While the other CEOs, as I mentioned earlier, those are the ones that are sitting at the desk at night by themselves and saying, I've heard all the input, I have to make a decision. Different stress level, different pressure, you know?
Yeah, I do understand, but that's why I waited to ask the question.
No, I would apply, and we can still have a conversation about it, because again, in the program, we had a person that was running kind of another company, but the owner owned both, but they were running it, but they were also kind of like owning it, so we have to understand how we just need clarity and understanding, and maybe it's a conversation. It's a conversation. It's always a conversation, and you'll know very quick if there's a fit or not on that.
Yes, I do want to have a way to have the conversation, and we'll go forward with application. What's important is that person is the way we built the sister subsidiary companies is that we take funds from the main company and then we stand up
Yep.
that company. So that person's been through all of the everything, licensure, the getting the building, the build out and everything. They got a budget and they are autonomous except for something outside of the scope of their budget. So,
Yeah, I would apply, and I like
okay.
the complexity. I like the complexity of it too.
Yeah.
It's well thought out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a question around if the meetings are in person or remote. So the Saturday sessions are remote. It's virtual. We started this program. I think we intended it to be in person, and then COVID hit us. And so we pivoted and went online, and it's served us well. The businesses have appreciated it. And we also decided to do the classes on Saturday so businesses aren't competing and trying to figure out, how to manage their day-to-day in terms of operating a business, putting out fires and attending meetings and et cetera. And so that they could have the dedicated time on Saturday. So the classes are on Saturday, they're virtual, but the graduation will be in person, and the kickoff launch of the program, that's also virtual as well. And that's during the week in the evening.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea here, because some of you are going to invest time and effort to do the application. So beforehand, you just need to understand what's the commitment levels here. So you say, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do the video understanding the commitment level. So it's as Yvette mentioned, it's every other Saturday from 10 to 11, and the schedule I think is there, or Yvette can give it to you. So the first time of commitment is applying and saying, okay, I'm going to apply and I'm going to commit to it. 2 is understand that if you do accept it, we're very clear up front saying it's every other Saturday from 10 to 1, and we're very strict on attendance. Very rare that somebody that doesn't show up, because it's a cohort, it's a group, it's like a sort of a fraternity, sorority all together type of thing. So if somebody's missing, we know, and everybody feels it, and it's 10 to 1, and especially Saturday morning. So your commitment is to your loved ones, work, family, everybody saying, this is my time. I need this time. I need to be with the other CEOs or executives that are running the show, and I need to be with them because we're going to talk about some serious things. We're going to have some serious conversations. So you need to commit to that, and knowing very well that this is what's required of the program once you get accepted. If your spring is busy, if you have a lot of things happening, work-wise, family-wise, business-wise, maybe it's not the time. Maybe you postpone it to next time when you have some space. So that's really one of the big things. And we will, at the end, after the applications and the interview, which are going to be on the phone here, we'll know who's coming in and how they all fit together. That's our job. That's our responsibility, to get you the best team to work together. So that's kind of the upfront commitment you have. And then that's what our commitment is to you, is to deliver you guys an amazing program that is customized to you guys, and get the best faculty in, the great, excellent speakers, the right sponsors, and everything to kind of be with you as you grow your business and as you redesign it and build it. So Yvette, you want to add more to this, or?
No, I just want to encourage folks to apply. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. You can reach me at CNHED, at Elevate. I think it's Elevate at CNHED. So, or you can reach me on my other email address, which is, I'll put it in the chat. It's ebanfield@cnhed.org. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Yeah, Andrea sent an email. Andrea, that's great. That's a good introduction. I would apply. And yeah, you fit the criteria, and I like your introduction too. Thank you.
And so I would also just add, don't talk yourself out of not applying, or don't talk yourself out of it. don't try to find, if you think you meet the eligibility requirements and you're seriously thinking about saying, you know, I think this is going to help me, think about how it's going to elevate your business, what you're going to get out of this experience, and what can you contribute to the experience when you submit your video essay. But don't kind of overthink this and say, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that. I don't have a CBE. We're not asking for you to be a CBE. Really, that's talking yourself out of, oh, I'm not eligible or I shouldn't apply. Don't put any limitations on yourself. If you feel like this is an opportunity, a great opportunity for my business to take me to another level or to help me to implement the dreams and visions that I have for my business that I've been struggling with or trying to get to the next level. So we really want you to apply. We also want you to tell others in your circle, in your network about this program, because we think it is a dynamic experience for the businesses that have participated and completed the program. I think we are almost at time. I don't know if there are any additional questions before we close out.
No, Nicole sent a nice note. Thank you, Nicole. That's very nice for you guys. Again, everybody has goals to meet, and we're here to help. So we've been doing this now for 5 years, so we know what works, and we're excited about it. And as Yvette and you all know about us here, this program is personal for us because we saw it from the beginning, and we saw BC before COVID. And now we're AC after COVID. So we've seen it in both times here. So we know what it takes. But okay. Yeah, I think you fit the criteria, Brian. So I would apply. All right. And then that's it. So I appreciate your time. As Yvette mentioned, have a wonderful rest of week here. And if any of you guys are Commander fans, I hope they win. So, and it'll be an amazing year. All right, Yvette, I'll leave it to you.
Okay, well, again, thank you guys for joining us. I put my email in the chat. I also put the Elevate email. I prefer that you use the Elevate email. It's elevate@cnhed.org. And I will follow up with you, or someone will follow up with you if you have specific questions. Again, we thank you for your time. We hope to see that you follow through and apply. And again, if you have questions, reach out to us, okay? And we will get back to you. And have a great day. Thank you.